recording. I'm recording myself. You want to do it again for my camera?
I fight dudes, so don't.
I'll whoop your ass right in this store. F you. That's
I don't
assault.
care about none of
Go
that.
ahead, touch it again.
Yeah, no, I got you. But I'm just trying because they're not 100% sure about the stay away order.
Yeah, there's no stay away order.
So they're verifying that. I can't do anything about it right now. But so I'm trying to make sure that if they do verify it, I'm trying not to get you in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I appreciate that.
So what they're telling me is they would like that they want a subpoena. So I wrote down a case number. I'll report for it. I'll have a subpoena, do the video footage and the other person's info. That way you can pull. I can send it over to you.
What up, squad? How's everybody doing out there? I'm sure most of you saw this live stream the other day, but I figured I'd go ahead and add in the footage of the actual assault. That way there's no question as to what really happened, and people don't have to watch two videos. So let's go ahead and watch how this bad boy unfolded. So at this point, it's the day of the incident, and I'm standing over at the guest services talking to the young man while I'm also trying to purchase my candy and explain to him kind of what happened. But here's a quick rundown. When I get to Target, there is only the self-checkout, which has 4 registers open, and then 2 of the 18 employee-ran check registers open. That was it. So as I get my candy and I get up there, the 2 lines are taken up by people with big carts and full of items because the self-checkout's only 10 items or less. So I stand in line for like, what's 20 minutes? It might have been 15, but it was probably more like 20. I get to the front, the first register, boom, card only, no cash. But there's no sign saying it until you get to the actual register, and there's a tiny index card sign right there above the scanner. I go, oh, okay, I'll just go to the next one. So I let the person behind me go. I get to the next one. Says the same thing. I'm like, man, that's weird. Okay, let the person behind me go. I get to the third one. It says the same thing. I'm like, what the heck? At that point, I don't wait to get to the fourth one. I just turn around and look at it. And I'm like, oh my God, that also says card, no cash. So I look at the lady who's working over there and I go, hey, what am I supposed to do? I have cash only. She just kind of shrugs and goes, I don't know. You can go over there or you can go over there. She like really didn't point where or say where to go. She just said there. And I go, well, I just kind of waited in line for 20 minutes. And she goes, okay. And I go, all right. So I go to start walking away, got about 10 feet and turned around and said, huh, you do see where that's frustrating though, right? And she just kind of chucked the deuces to me, which is throwing the peace sign up sideways, and just like tilted her head and gave me this like ignorant smile and goes, and I was just like, alrighty. I walk over to guest services. I start talking to the young man, explaining what was going on while also trying to purchase my candy. And that's how we get to this point right here. As you'll see, she actually leaves the self-checkout area where she's working, supposed to be watching these 4 registers and making sure no one's stealing anything, and comes over here to instigate an argument with me.
And I walk away for like, 10 feet. I turn back around. I go, you see where that's frustrating though, right? And instead of saying something, she just goes, and makes a smile and just chucks the deuces like that. Like we're in a fucking TikTok video, bro. Like that's not customer service. That's not how you treat somebody. I didn't go, you see where it's fucking frustrating. I hadn't raised my voice. I wasn't rude or anything. I just simply said, you see where that's frustrating, right? How am I supposed to know until after waiting 20 minutes that I now have to get back in line and wait 20 more minutes to buy one overpriced bag of candy? Like, bro, that's frustrating. But don't chuck the deuces to me and like put a dumb look on your face. You know what I mean? So someone had to come holler at me about that shit because that's rude as fuck, bro. That's not okay.
Yeah, since returns, he talking about me.
Yeah, absolutely, I'm talking about her. See, look, this is what I'm dealing with right here.
Huh?
This is what I'm dealing with right here. Because at no point in time should any customer ever have to deal with that.
Deal with what? Me telling you that you got mad because self-checkout only taking cards?
Ma'am, all I did was say, I said, you see where that's frustrating, right?
Or you can go.
I said, you see where that's frustrating, right? And what did you do to me?
I said, you
didn't say, yeah, you just said, and you chucked the deuces like that.
I'm glad my phone was on record.
I know. I am. I'm glad there's also stuff recording. I'm recording myself. You want to do it again for my camera? Don't touch my shit. That's assault.
I fight dudes, so don't.
I'll whoop your ass right in this store. F you.
I'm
You. You just touched my phone. You know what that is in the state of Maryland? That's assault.
I don't care about none of
Go
that.
ahead, touch it again. Do it.
Okay.
Do it. Do it.
Hey everybody.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it. But you see what I'm dealing with? I didn't fucking touch her. Don't touch my. That's what I asked for before she came over here doing that.
Do something, so I would call them ASAP, like an emergency.
Bet. Appreciate you, bro.
She's about to
You can put
punch
your
out.
phone number
She
in.
said,
I'm gonna be back.
Yeah, don't worry.
Absolutely. She should be fired.
I represent myself pro
She should be
se.
terminated.
Thank
Sure.
you. Because what's crazy is that
That's termination.
they would have turned this around to be like it was somehow me when I
No,
literally
that's-
all I said.
regardless of what went down, what she just did right here, that's
It's unreal,
terminable.
yeah.
And
You're right. I
would
shouldn't curse back
definitely-
at her. I shouldn't curse back at her and
No,
feed
no,
into
but that's
that.
not the point.
I'm sorry for, you know what I
We
mean?
appreciate it, but that's not the point. The point is,
I
I
know.
would actually reach out to the corporate office as
Oh,
well.
absolutely.
The corporate office, let them know.
I knew something was
that
up because
exchange was inappropriate. I didn't know what happened before or after, but that was inappropriate.
it was weird, yeah. Like that's why I didn't know why she had went like this and did the whole thing. Like I,
it further by coming
But
over here and
regardless,
getting
you
in
should
the
Yeah.
come over here. You don't
That's
come
what I'm
over
saying, yeah,
and
and be like, he's
start,
talking about
and I'll
me,
beat, I'll
yeah.
beat up now.
I fight
What is that
dudes and this and
about?
that. Like
What is that?
it was so weird. The only thing I had said
she
to
should
her,
be fired.
the only thing I said to her is I turned around and go, "You see where this is frustrating, right?" And
That's
she
the
just
point.
went like that and chucked
That's
the
not the
deuces, and I
point.
said, "Okay."
That's not the point. You can be as upset as you are.
It's
as a
like,
customer.
yeah, like
That's not the point. She's an employee.
come over
that
here and touch
represents
people.
Target.
That's what I'm trying to tell her. In the state of Maryland, her even approaching me like that and saying I fight dudes is second-degree assault. If you
That
put
is
someone
assault.
in
And
fear
she-
of their
she-
safety in the state of Maryland, that's
She bucked
second-degree
up on you for
misdemeanor
sure.
assault.
She straight up bucked up on you
But
for
touching
sure.
people's property and knocking their phones out of their hand, like, that's not okay.
You want me to bring you to her directly?
I mean, yeah, if she won't come over here, because I got witnesses right here that'll say, you know what I mean?
That was inappropriate.
I'm
She
not
was
trying to go over
terminated.
there because look,
She
they're
should be
gonna
terminated.
spin this somehow that it was me and it's my fault for having my video camera
No,
out.
she should be
But that's
terminated.
not okay. Yeah, I would like
I'll
her.
reach out to corporate
I
too
would like
now,
her to come
'cause I think
over
that's
and speak to me
ridiculous.
here.
That's a terminable offense.
She said she'll head over as soon as she can. She's just in technology right now.
I got you. But I'll wait. You good? You want? I'll let them go. I'll slide this to the
When
side.
you were here, you saw that was a terminable offense.
I know.
Her bucking up on him like that.
Thank you. I
I'll
appreciate
write
you, man.
it.
Thank you. Appreciate
That's
you.
That's inappropriate.
Appreciate you. I worked in restaurants and
I worked at Target
for 11
so I know
years. Did
that's
you work
not-
at Target
I know
yourself?
that's
Yeah,
not
yep.
appropriate.
I worked in restaurants for
worked
11
corporate
years. I
offices.
care about my customers.
Yeah.
That's why I was upset about the customer service in the first place, because I used to go above and beyond for my customers, man. I'd sit up at 2 o'clock in the morning and be upset because I forgot somebody's ranch, you know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, I forgot the lady at 51's ranch or her Old Bay, whatever, da da da.
She's in the wrong line of work.
Yeah.
We don't understand.
Yeah, you just can't do that. You just
No,
can't.
I don't know. These kids today, I don't get it. I'm an old man. You can't imagine what I'm thinking.
Some scenes from, yeah.
I think about your kids, right?
Yeah.
Customers
You know, it's
that way.
inconceivable to me that people would act that way in this.
I know.
On Target, I think it's a national major.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, like this is a billion-dollar company. Yeah, we're not, this is Fortune,
They're not going to. They don't. That's not. They
That's
can't
Fortune
control
500.
Is he coming
That's
back?
Fortune 50.
I think he's coming back. I think he's helping her.
Yeah, he's just getting out on the order.
Oh, okay.
I've already made a trip here, realized I didn't have my wallet. And then did another 10-mile round trip to come back.
Just leaving my wallet on the counter. What's crazy is I was just assaulted by an employee in front of other employees, and I'm still having to sit here and wait for the manager to come up. I've never had to wait this long in my life. Look, I know what she's doing. She's sitting over there telling the manager what happened before she comes over here. She tried to tell her the whole fucking story before she came over here. That's not okay. So I waited for this long, and she sat over there and listened to that lady's story before she heard mine. That's crazy.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? Are you the manager?
Yes, I am.
Hey, how
What
you
can I
doing?
do for you?
So I was just assaulted by the lady that you were speaking to.
Assaulted? Okay, what do you
Assaulted.
mean by that?
She assaulted me.
Okay. Can you explain to me what happened?
She physically touched me and my property
Okay.
by reaching out and hitting it,
Okay.
unwarranted and
Hey,
unprovoked.
Bass. Can you come out of guest service for me, please?
So yeah, so she came over here running her mouth and trying to be ignorant because I was explaining to the young man what had just happened over there. So she came over with this huge attitude going, yeah, it was me, and just provoking the whole situation when I'm trying to explain to this young man what had just happened. Like, look, it wasn't really that big of a deal. I got up to the front, the thing said that there was no cash at any one of those 4 registers. So I asked her, well, hey, I just waited for 20 minutes. What am I supposed to do in this situation? She said, go there or go there. So I started to walk over here. I just simply turned around and said, hey, you see where this is frustrating, right? And she chucked the deuces like this and had an ignorant smile. And I was like, what the fuck? So I came over here to tell the young man and to also purchase the candy because I only have cash and not a card. And that's when she came over here again, provoking it and being like, yeah, it was me, da 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 da. Luckily, I was reporting it. Luckily, he also saw, and there was 2 other witnesses, and I got her name and her information as well, that witnessed it. She came over here and started running her mouth for no reason. And I go, well, that's fine, man. Like, whatever happened over there is cool, but I'm over here talking to him now. And she goes, luckily, it's all recorded. And I said, yeah, I'm also recording. Would you like to reiterate it for this camera? She reached out and snapped my camera out of my hand, and then turned around and bucked at me and proceeded to tell me that she fights dudes. I fight N-words. I fight N-words. Da 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 da. And let me know that she fights dudes and that she wanted to fight me over here because I had to come buy a bag of candy with my cash. Like, I didn't provoke her. I didn't do any of it. Luckily, it's all recorded. But yeah, I was just assaulted by your employee.
So
And that happened over here? Or that
Yes, sir.
happened
Right here at the guest services. This young
Check
man
that.
witnessed it. What's up, brother? This young man witnessed it, and I got this lady's information as well. She also witnessed it, as well as it being on camera.
Okay. So you're filing a complaint with us. I mean, would you like us to involve law enforcement or?
So the manager I was just speaking to is actually the one who tries to tell the police officers that I have some sort of stay away order. So I wish I had kept recording there, because not at any point did he ever say anything about that, mention it, anything. He even had just asked if I wanted them to involve law enforcement, which I chose not to because I figured they were going to give me the information and I could go and petition the commissioner for charges myself. But unfortunately, no, they ignored me, so this is what brings us to the point where I had to involve law enforcement. So here we go.
All right, let's stay out here and talk to them and see
Cool.
what I can get for you.
All right. But yeah, either way, it's been like 4 years since then anyway. So, hey, boss, can I just get your info? What, can I just get your name and badge number, please? 2355 Rivers. Thank you. God, was that so hard? Was that so hard? What the fuck? The fuck was that? I'm gonna walk out here. I'll try to give you guys a little bit more of an explanation. So, yeah, ultimately last Saturday I was out here to buy literally a single bag of candy. I stopped. I was on the way to fix my granddad's computer. I stopped. I bought a, look at this cicada. I bought a single bag of candy. I waited 20 minutes in line because they only had 2 registers and the self-checkout's open. So I get all the way up to the self-checkout. The first machine says no car or no cash, card only. I'm like, oh man, damn it. Okay, so I let the person behind me go. I get to the next machine, no card or no cash, card only. Man, what the fuck? So then I get to the next one. It says the same thing. So instead of waiting to get to the 4th one, I look over at it. I'm like, all right, that says the same shit. But there's no sign that says this anywhere until you get to the thing. So what the hell? So I look at the girl and I'm like, oh, hey, what am I supposed to do? I only have cash. And she literally goes, you can go there or you can go there, and just moves her head. I obviously thought she meant the other registers or guest services. She apparently was talking about Starbucks, but I didn't even know that was an option. Anyway, I'm like, well, I just waited in line for 20 minutes. She's like, okay, nothing I can do for you. I'm like, all right. So I started to walk away. I turn around and I go, you do see where that's frustrating, correct? And she literally just goes, and just makes this dumbass face and chucks the deuce. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I walk over to guest services. I wait to get up to the guest services counter. At this point, I've now been here for like an hour trying to buy 1 bag of candy because there was 3 people in line in front of me. So I get up there. I tell the young man what's going on. I explain my whole situation. And then all of a sudden, the employee abandons her own little like self-checkout area, comes over there to where I'm at the guest services counter, and goes, yeah, it's me he's talking about. It's me. And I'm like, yeah, it actually is her I'm talking about. Do you see what I'm dealing with? She's now over here instigating an argument with me. Who's watching self-checkout? This is what I'm dealing with, bro. So she starts trying to be like, you're dealing with what? You got mad because I told you you couldn't use cash, only card. I was like, well, hold on. First off, you didn't tell me anything. I found it out for myself. You sat there walking, laughing, talking to, she picked up her phone and goes, call Tata. And sat there and was like talking shit. I know she knows who I was because she gave me this weird dirty look and then pulled her phone out to call Tata and start talking shit about somebody that was in line. So I knew it was me. Anyway, so I'm like, ma'am, that's not what happened. Anyway, all I said to you was, you see where that's frustrating, correct? And she goes, and all I said was, yeah. I go, no, you chucked the deuces and gave me a dumbass face. You didn't say yeah. You didn't say anything. She goes, I told you you could go to Starbucks. again, you didn't say that either. You just said you could go here or you could go here. So I came over here to buy my shit. What's going on? She's like, luckily it's all recorded. I was recording everything, blah, blah, blah. And I go, well, I'm also recording right now if you would like to reiterate for my phone. I hold my phone up. She comes over, smacks my phone out of my hand. I'm like, what the fuck? I probably should just go in here. Like, it's no issue. I can't go in a fucking Target. So I'm like, what the fuck? This bullshit. So I pick my phone up and she's like, I fight dudes. And I'm like, bitch, I will fuck you up in the middle of this store. Like, go ahead, try me. She comes back over and she swings at me. So I just go, weave, and I dodge that shit. She literally misses and then sits there and gets mad. And I'm like, bitch, do it. I swear to God, I will fuck you up in this store. Do it. Luckily, it's all recorded. Big John, what up, John Denicola? Luckily, it's all recorded. So I'm like, man, what the hell is going on here? She looks at the other customer, or the other guy that's working behind the counter, and she just goes, and like makes this weird mad face. And the two customers in line behind me, luckily the guy was like, hey man, I'm like, not to me, but he was like, I have an emergency. Like, I gotta go. I can't be sitting here dealing with this shit. So the girl like runs back over to the self-checkout area, and the lady who was in line behind me, not the guy, was like, she needs to go. Like, I used to work for Target. That's unacceptable. She can't be doing that. She needs to clock out. She needs to leave right now, this, that, and the third. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I was saying too. Because at this point, she's still sitting over there working. So the kid working is like, hey, do you want the manager? I'm like, yeah, I would like the manager up here after that. Obviously, I just got assaulted. So I wait like 20 more minutes for the manager to come up here, at which time she finally comes up and she goes and speaks to the girl first, because the girl's just sitting there mean-mugging me. So then when the manager finally walks over to me, I'm like, hey, how you doing? She's like, hey, what's going on? What can I help you with? I'm like, I was just assaulted by your employee. She's like, assaulted? What do you mean assaulted? I go, she assaulted me. She's, well, how so? How did she assault you? I go, she reached out and touched me unwarranted and unprovoked. Like, do I need to explain the definition of assault to you? Well, what did she do? So then I explained everything that happened. And finally, at the end of it, she like still wasn't leaving. I go, and I have it on video if you want to see it. At that point, she called the general manager, or whoever this manager is. I guess he is, because he was like the big dude that she called. He comes out. I spoke to him, as y'all just heard 2 minutes ago, like 2020, I was illegally removed from my house when I lived in Cape St. Clair. So at the time, I didn't have access to like any of my clothes, any of my belongings. I had come out here and taken some boxers, some socks, and t-shirts, and ultimately gotten caught doing that and prosecuted. So I know the dude, Justin. They first put it on the stet docket, then they took it back off the stet docket because I was auditing and tried to prosecute me. And I got like 6 days, like weekends. I got like basically 3 weekends or something like that. But they suspended all of it. I didn't have to do any of that. I just had to do customer service or community service hours. So, sorry, I'm like out of breath. So he already knows me. I know him. I'm like, hey, what's going on, Justin? This, that, and the third. I explain everything that just happened to him. I show him the video, and he's like, hey, can you send that to me? I'm like, yeah, I'll send that to you. So I send it to him. He's like, basically, I can't give you her information. He did send her home. He was like, look, she needs to go home now. Take her off the floor. She shouldn't come back until I do an investigation, which is right. That's proper. Cool. Appreciate that. What they didn't do correct is he told me he was going to take 48 hours to do his own investigation and he would reach back out to me. Well, he didn't reach back out to me. He didn't say anything to me. I reached out to him in another email and was like, hey, man, it's a little concerning. It's been, over a week now, or almost a week, and no one said anything to me. And corporate hasn't reached back out to me yet either when I've reached out to them twice. So he hasn't answered that email either. I'm like, man, what the hell is going on here? I'm just make sure they didn't leave. I'm like, this is some bullshit, blase, blase, blah. So yeah, I had called corporate when I got home from here. I spoke to someone at corporate. They said, hey, the senior advisors aren't here right now. They'll be back tomorrow. Call back tomorrow. So I called back the next day. I spoke to them. I gave the whole story, this, that, and the third. And then they told me within 48 hours, somebody would reach back out to me. And I said, cool, appreciate you. And You know, like 72 hours went by, no one said anything to me. I'm like, oh man, this is some bullshit. So I called back out to corporate myself and I'm like, hey, listen, this is my case number. I just spoke to somebody the other night. No one's reached back out to me, this, that, and the third. Luckily, this lady was a little bit more attentive. She's like, hey, I know you've already explained the whole thing multiple times, but can you put it in writing for me so I have it in writing to show the next senior supervisor above me, and then also send me that video? And I'm like, yeah, cool, I got you. So I type out this massive ass thing, I get all the video together, I send it to him, and here it is, you know, another 4 days later, and no one said anything to me. So it's been almost 10 days. It's been 9 days since I was assaulted by an employee of this store, and corporate and the general manager won't even reach back out to me. And they were willing to sit there and let her continue working that shift after she just assaulted a customer. So that shit's unreal. But yeah, they basically were like, we're not gonna do shit unless you press charges. So that's what they told me that day. They were like, look, if you wanna press charges and bring law enforcement out here, you can do that. But like, we're not going to give you her name or any of her information unless you do it. So I said, cool, bet. He just asked if I was banned from here. So originally, when I went to court and it was put on the stet docket, for the course of time that it was on the stet docket, I was supposed to abide by all laws. I was supposed to refrain from coming to the target, and I was supposed to complete I think 20 or 25 hours of community service, something like that. Those were the 3 stipulations. But like I said, they took it back off the stet docket and actually prosecuted me for that. And when I was prosecuted, that was never part of the final relief that they sought against me. Like, I don't believe Justin even came into court that day, but ultimately they had gotten all of their... Do I hear voices? No, I just keep looking up to see if the cops are coming down. That's why I keep looking, because originally I was out this door right here, but then it's like 4 different sets of escalators going up and down. So I'm just trying to keep looking and making sure I don't miss them. So every time I see a person moving up there out of the corner of my eye, I keep looking to make sure it's not the cops and I'm not missing them. And that's why I keep walking back over here so I can keep looking out this door, because that's technically where they just walked by. They walked that way like that. But yeah, so now my ADHD brain forgets where I was at. Oh yeah, so that was never part of what was brought back up, or part of the conditions when they prosecuted me off the stet docket. They never said I wasn't allowed to come back to Target. They never said there was a period of time where I couldn't come here. I've been here plenty of times and bought items with no issues. You guys remember when I was making those care packages and passing them out to the homeless folks, I had actually come here and bought them some hats and gloves because they had them for $5 a piece. And I even spoke to Justin, the manager, and asked him if he'd be willing to donate some stuff to me himself. He said he would, to reach out to him, and I did. I don't think I ever heard back from him with that either. Maybe I did and it was just in my spam thing, but it's crazy, man. So I've been out here plenty of times with no issues. I try to help the homeless folks by getting them to donate to my cause and shit. I don't cause any issues out here. Luckily, I had witnesses and an employee witnessed it. So what the hell's going on, man? I swear, I live in a movie, you guys. I always say that it's like that Jim Carrey joint. What is that? The Truman Experience? I feel like I live in the Truman Experience, y'all. It's crazy. But yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not missing them. I'm sure they're up there getting all this information from them right now. Yeah, I don't know why the cop didn't want to give me his name or badge number right there. I was like, hey, can I get your information, brother? Oh, yeah, 1 second. Yeah, you're right. It takes you 1 second to tell me your name and your badge number. What are you fucking sitting here acting like that for? Again, it's because they know who I am. They just do this shit on purpose. They act like dickholes on purpose. Also, it's 90 degrees out right now. It just rained a torrential downpour a little bit ago. So right now it's humid as fuck and hot as shit. So bad combo. And right here on this bottom floor is nice and air conditioned. So I keep coming back in this bad boy. I wonder where that other officer parked at, because he was like snuck up behind me. He snuck up behind me, but I didn't see where his car parked at. He must have parked over there across the street or something. Yeah, I didn't see where he parked at, but he definitely snuck up behind me quick as shit. I turned around, bro. It was just standing there doing that weird ass shit. He was just like posted up behind me, like leaning on the wall, like I don't even know. He was probably like 6 feet from me. I was like, whoa, that's an awkward place to stand at. Oh my God, yeah, it feels so much better in here. I should just go up there and see what's going on. I'm gonna go up there and see what's going on. But yeah, I also wanted to go live, so in case they try to do some dumb shit, and say, oh, he is banned from here still, or some dumb shit like that, I'm on live stream so y'all can see and make sure they don't do anything crazy. But yeah, let's go see where they're at, what's going on. I also kind of want a drink, so I'm gonna go buy a drink too while I'm here. This is actually where it happened right here. I was standing right here with my back up against this joint, and she came from way over there at the self-checkouts and came all the way over here and assaulted me. And then she came back over and told me that she fights dudes, and then she swung at me again and missed. And I said, whoa, this is crazy. Hey, how you doing? Hey, are the officers still back there?
I think they went into the store. I'm not exactly sure where.
All right, bet. I was just waiting downstairs. I'm just going to go buy a drink. I didn't want him to miss me, that's all.
Okay.
If you see him walk by, let him know I'm in the store, too. Appreciate you. I'm sure they're back there in that area. There's like a, that's like, oh, there they are. I was just letting her know I wanted to go buy a drink real quick.
Okay, well, let's go back outside.
All right, bet. All right, let's just post up right here by the elevator, and then I'll go buy my drink.
Well, yeah.
It's nice and...
Let's just go outside and buy a car. It's easy.
Yeah, it's nice and air conditioning right here, though. Hey, boss, I'm good. I got to buy a drink. I'm not going to go all the way downstairs. I'm not going to go all the way downstairs. I'm good. What's up? Yeah, I'm just not going to walk away downstairs and walk all the way back up here, that's all.
Yeah, no, I got you. But I'm just trying, because they're not 100% sure about the stay away order.
Yeah, there is no stay away order.
So they're verifying that, I can't do anything about it right now, but so I'm trying to make sure that if they do verify it, I'm trying not to get you in trouble, you know what I'm saying?
I got you. I appreciate that. But yeah, like I said, they tried to tell me at court I wasn't allowed to come back here for a year until I completed the community service and the stet docket was over. But like I said, they brought that back up off the thing, prosecuted me, and that was never part of the conditions. It was never, stay away from there. Because originally it was, stet docket, obey all laws, don't get in trouble, don't go back there for a year, complete community service, yada, yada, yada.
So just what they're saying is some of them think it's still there, some of them, they're not sure. So I just don't want them to be like,
I got you.
Oh, here it is, and now you're
Yeah. I've never signed any piece of paper saying that either.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny because he didn't mention anything about that. And I've actually been back here since that court date when I was passing out care packages to the homeless. And they had these hats and gloves here for $5 a piece. And I even spoke to him personally, Justin Bass, and asked him if they'd be willing to help donate to my cause like Walmart did, da-da-da. So I've literally spoken to him multiple times. So if there was an issue with me having to stay away, why are they worrying about it now that I've been assaulted by an employee?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been here plenty of times and bought candy. There's never been any. I've spoken to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there was ever an issue, all they had to do was let me know that.
Yeah.
I'd have never come back here.
Yeah, it's always.
Or even if they thought there was still an issue, I would have done the research to clarify that and make sure with them.
Oh, it's always a breakdown in communications. That's
Yeah.
how it always comes down to. So, what they're telling me is they would like that they want a subpoena. So I wrote down a case number, I'll report for it. I'll grab subpoena, do the video footage and the other person's info. That way you can pull, I can send it all to you.
Okay.
And it'll all be part of my report. And if you
Now, will you guys serve? You want? Or do I got to get the sheriff or my own process server?
I will serve the subpoena.
Okay.
But as far as still charging goes, that's still on you.
I still got to go commissioner and do it. Yeah, you guys didn't witness or anything like that. Yeah, I got you. That's what I told them too. I'm like, look, even if I called the cops out here right now, they didn't witness it, so there's nothing they can do other than take her information and just give it to me. I have to go to the commissioner and petition them for charges.
Yeah.
I explained it to them. You know what I mean, bro? Like, I'm not out
So
here.
that's your case number. That's my name, my badge number, and that's your phone number.
Okay. Y'all want to see this video of the assault real quick?
No. It's not charging or anything like that. So it's
No, I know, but I guess just as evidence that you're going to get a subpoena. Don't you have to sign an affidavit saying that you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's still probable cause for you saying that happened.
Okay.
All of it's probable cause.
Bet.
for
All right.
that. Okay.
All right. Appreciate you then, brother.
Yeah.
All right, boss.
Questions?
Yeah, what am I supposed to do now that, like, all of a sudden today they're saying I have to stay away
I would
again?
say stay away from it and either call, try to figure out on your side.
All
if
that.
you can.
But that's why I'm out here, is because they won't answer the emails or calls.
no,
I tried
got you.
I tried to not even do any of this. You know what I mean? Like, y'all got better shit to do.
Yeah, no,
I got better shit to do.
I got you, but I'm just saying, I say stay away from plugging.
I got you.
Try to figure until you get more info on that, on this part, or you can try to like, call the clerk's office and see what. Because I think that's what they said they're going to try to do, is call the clerk's office and see what if it's still a standing order.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, for now, just go to the coffee shop down the street right there, or Starbucks.
Yeah, you're good. My roommate's over at Home Depot. He dropped me off. So
Okay.
that's why I was standing over there in the corner. I was just waiting for y'all.
Okay.
So,
So you-
I'm going to go post something. No, you're good, man.
Okay.
Y'all are good. All right. Appreciate y'all, gentlemen. Have a good day. I got a question from my man though. Where'd you park at, bro? I couldn't find your car. I'm like, where'd he park at that he snuck up behind me real quick? You want some incognito shit, you know what I mean? My man. All right, Rivers. All right, Corcoran. Have a good one. All right, so I knew that's what they were gonna do. So Target now is trying to say that I have a stay away order in place on me. So that's why they're not answering me or giving me any of the information about me being assaulted. But like you just heard me say to the police, I've been here multiple times. I've come here asking for donations for homeless care packages. I've come here and bought candy. I've been here 1,000 fucking times, bro. And not once. I've spoken to that man himself and asked him to donate to my homeless care package cause. He knew who I was. We had a conversation about it. If there was any question if I had to stay away, he should have fucking said something right then and there and been like, hey, whether he wanted to donate to my shit or not, he should have been like, but can we go outside and talk about it, or you're not supposed to be here? Or even if he wanted to call the police, then do it. But don't wait until I get assaulted by one of your employees to try to turn around and be like, oh, you got a stay away order in place, so we don't have to give you any information and you're gonna have to subpoena it. I kid y'all not, bro. I was not going to go the legal route on this. I had already spoken to my legal advisor. This was not worth me doing all this from the jump. I was just going to let corporate handle it. But since they're doing this dumbass shit and talking about you got to get subpoenas to prove this, cool, bet. I don't think they realize I literally have all the time in the world. And I stand on principles. So, dude, fuck them. That's crazy. What up, Karen? Okay, everyone that's been in the chat, too. Sorry I didn't say anything. I appreciate y'all. Y'all at bomb.com. Man, it's just extremely frustrating. So, yeah, I literally was assaulted by their employee out here. And now they're trying to insinuate that I have a stay-away order in place on me. There is no stay-away order in fucking place. The court case is over. You guys chose to bring it back up off the stat docket. I don't know if Target asked to do that or the state did, but either way, Target came and chose to prosecute me for that after they brought it back up off the stat docket. That's Target's choice if they still want to prosecute me for the theft. They had gotten all the items back. Again, it was personal items, socks, boxers, and fucking t-shirts. Literally. Like, again, because you illegally removed me from my home in the beginning of the pandemic. The place I was renting the basement out at, the lady that owned the house basically wanted me to lock myself in the house for the foreseeable future. There wasn't like a date on it. She wanted me to lock myself in the house, or I wasn't allowed to come upstairs and make food. I wasn't allowed to come upstairs to get onto the back deck to go to the pool, anything, unless I would have locked myself in the house for the foreseeable future and quit my job. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. So she came down and freaked out and tried to yell and scream at me, and luckily I had it on video. And when I wouldn't just leave because she was screaming at me, she tried to throw my shit outside. And then when that didn't work, she called the police and claimed that I assaulted her with no evidence. Well, luckily I'm not dumb enough to stay there, because I know they're just going to arrest me. Even though they just said, oh, we can't arrest you if we don't see it. I know how it works when a female says a male assaults her. So I kept my evidence that, again, I didn't assault anybody, and she was actually the aggressor fucking breaking my shit in my room. And I left. So when I come back the next day, she had filed a protective order on me. And I'm like, what the fuck? So when I get to the house, the police then show up, and they're like, yeah, this, that, and the third. You have a protective order, blah, 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 blah. So they were like, okay, you can have 10 minutes to go inside and get some stuff. So I was going to go inside and get a backpack together. When I get in there, do my room, again, mind you, this is 12 hours after the incident happened. My room is fucking cleared out. All of my shit is in the back workshop room in a giant fucking pile turned over. So I couldn't even get to anything. I literally had to dig to find my phone charger, my medicine, and my laptop. Like, it took me fucking forever just to find those items. Then I was able to grab literally fucking 2 t-shirts, 2 pair of socks, and 1 pair of boxers besides the clothes I had on my back. So, yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? How can y'all just remove me for that? When I have evidence that none of that happened. And they were like, look, nothing we can do. You got to go to the court route, da-da-da. And it's the middle of the pandemic, so court doesn't happen. You have to go on the fucking phone. I can't submit any evidence. They grant the fucking protective order for like 6 months until we go to the final hearing 6 months later. Now, luckily at the final hearing, they dropped it all because there was no evidence and I was never actually charged with any assault or anything. But it's bullshit, because by then, like, my entire home life was disrupted. The middle of the pandemic, or actually the beginning, no one's gonna let someone just move into their fucking home that they don't know. You know how hard it was for me to find somewhere to live? I'll keep it G with y'all. I lived in my car in the fucking McDonald's parking lot by the Bay Bridge for like 2.5 weeks until I found somewhere to live. That shit was rough. And it wasn't because I didn't pay my rent. It wasn't because I wasn't a good fucking housemate. It was because I didn't want to lock myself in the house during the beginning of the pandemic. I didn't want to seclude myself in my bedroom for an unknown amount of time. And they removed me. Then they pulled me over and said that my license was suspended because they couldn't serve me with different paperwork for that court case. And I said, well, no shit, you can't serve me because you removed me from the house. Well, you have to update your address with the MVA. I said, to where? They have my address, the MVA does. It's my fucking VIN number. Like, what? So when they brought this back up off the stat docket and I went to court and I explained it just like I did just now to the judge, and I had all of the evidence to back it up, she didn't prosecute me or give me any shit, dude. She suspended everything. She didn't give me a stay away order. She didn't give me shit. She didn't give me actual jail time, nothing, because it's like a fucked up, unprecedented situation that was caused by literally someone else's ignorance and the police. And luckily I was just smart enough to fucking leave the house and not get arrested for it. It's crazy. But alrighty, squad, I'm waiting for my roommate to come back over here and pick me up. But yep, y'all be safe out there. I appreciate everybody for coming out. Damn, I probably should go to Whole Foods and hit up the Whole Foods like open food bar. That's just fire. Get some mac and cheese and wings. But yeah, I agree, Spirit in the Sky. She was actually a good judge. She like actually listened to what I had to say, and I was like, damn, appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. So yeah, but y'all be safe out there. I appreciate everybody who was in the chat. I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge y'all personally. I was dealing with that bullshit. Y'all be safe out there. Take it easy. Everybody have a nice week. As you can see, I'm starting to get rained on now. So all right, peace out, squad.